So by now you should know that I have been working with a local guy. Um, it's my boss's, well, I say boss, the guy I used to work for, his son, Mark Drysdale, who has a 3D printing business, and I've been working with him, uh, setting him up with making cuckoo clock parts. But I also ordered a 3D printer myself, and that way I can print up my own stuff. But I would really like to design a cuckoo clock, 3D printed cuckoo clock. In one of the groups, a guy did this. It's been a while. Uh, and I would like to learn how to do it. So I'm going to watch some YouTube videos. And I just got the box in today. It cost me $149 to include shipping. It's a brand new open box 3D printer. Per a friend of mine, Cristo Sanchez, I asked him which kind he suggested, and this is the kind that he suggested, which is Creality 3D technology. So here's the picture of the 3D printer. Where I'm going to put it, I have no idea, but I'm fixing to open it up and see if it's all here. Instructions for assembly. Parts list. "12 steps." So wish me luck. I have a couple of friends who also, Cristo Sanchez sent me his design on the East Meckenbecker Woodsman cuckoo clock with water wheel. This is my East Meckenbecker cuckoo clock. As you will notice, it does not have a water wheel. It has a door. They made them in two different types. They made them with the water wheel and one without the water wheel. This one doesn't have the water wheel. Adding a water wheel to it, if I can, will make it more valuable. I was talking to a friend of mine who buys and sells cuckoo clocks all the time. You might not ever come across a clock that needs a water wheel. However, if you have a cuckoo clock like mine that doesn't have the water wheel, and you can get them fairly cheap compared to the Smeckenbecker Woodsman cuckoo clocks with the water wheel. If you purchase a water wheel, I don't remember if the clock has the necessary hardware inside of it for the water wheel. I doubt if it does, but one of my group members is repairing his grandma's Woodsman's cuckoo clock. It's supposed to have a water wheel. It doesn't have a water wheel. He's got all the other parts except for the water wheel. And he's been searching for a parts clock, and it kind of feels bad because there's not really any non-working or parts clocks that can't be fixed, repaired to make a good clock. So it's just something great to have. And then Michael Anderson, or just Mike, is his YouTube channel. He also provided Mark Drysdale with the plastic wheel for the music governor that seems to always crack. So with me having a 3D printer, I can print my own, I can experiment, I can play around, I can make other things, but I need to learn how to do all that. So anyway, wish me luck, and may God bless each and every one of you. They did not spare any expense in this package. There is all kinds of stuff. Tools that you need. There is bolts, nuts, screws, thing to cut the wire with. There is some line in here. Mine is a line fed printer. But the only thing I don't like about it is the instructions. The instructions are kind of vague, I guess you could say it, as to, step one. I know this part and I know this part, but, putting these parts together, like I said, it seems kind of vague. I think they should have had some wording with their pictures. And the technology involved in this thing. I mean, I got to put all of this on, which is the keypad. There's just a lot involved in this, but it's brand new. It was an open box, and the seller was asking $149 to include shipping, her best offer. I sent them an offer. They said $139 free shipping. I sent them an offer, and they said $139 free shipping. So I end up buying it for $139 plus tax. It ended up costing me about $149. So hopefully I'll get it together. And maybe the TF card will show you which way this goes. Because the picture diagram doesn't show whether the ridges go up or go down. And it has to do with this thing sliding back and forth. So I think I have accomplished enough for tonight, and I'm done. So there's probably going to be a part 2 to this video. But let's recap what I learned. You got 2 bases here, and they got different holes in them. The set of holes is for the power supply on this one, and then you got a different set of holes that are for this on this section. make sure that when you put this top piece on, they've got cutouts for the lock washer. I didn't notice it. I tried putting it on the other way, and I finally figured it out. It goes, there's cutouts for the washer. So make sure you don't tighten the screws for these roller assemblies all down. Make sure the roller assembly, and you can't put this on until very last. You can't put this on until the very last because you have to be able to feed these down through these slots. This goes on the last. But the set screws, don't tighten them down. Allow this thing to slide down, and then tighten the set screws down one at a time. And once the motor comes on, it will spin that to allow this to go up and down. And this is the line feed, so the sprayer is underneath here, and they do have cleaning tools and a scraper and stuff, so you can clean it up afterwards. I'm not too happy with their parts. As you can see, this one was straight up and down, but I have to use these holes, and when you start them, that one's okay, but this one here, it's crooked. There are threads. Whoever, the machine or whatever, it didn't start this thread properly. And I still don't like the instructions. So I'm going to have to do it my way, I guess. That's why most guys throw the instructions to the sides. If I had one that I can look at in color, it would be a different story. But I'm getting there. It's just that it's taking longer than what I wanted to, because their instructions suck. The very first step, this right here, it shows bolts going up, and it looks like it's at the very edge, but it's not. It's in the middle. And so and then this longer and shorter piece messed me up, but I'm getting there. There are 2 set screws on each side of this thing. Here, if you go through those holes, you'll find set screws, and there's 2 set screws right there. I would suggest that you don't tighten them until you put this thing on. If I can get it back on, and allow it to slide up and down like that. And then once it slides up and down like so, tighten one set screw, recheck it, because you can't tighten the set screws with it sliding up and down its posts. But tighten one set of screws, recheck it, tighten the other set screw, recheck it, and kind of work it like a tire. Tighten the set screw here, recheck it, tighten the set screw over here, recheck it, tighten that screw, recheck it, then tighten that screw. I had a heck of a time trying to get that thing to slide up and down, and even though you think that the item is in the right spot, well, it wasn't. So my problems is to your advantage. And what makes it go up and down is this threaded rod. You put the rod in this piece right here, and then tighten the set screw, and then you lift this thing all the way up, and that rod screws into this piece right here. And once you get it started, you just turn the rod to make it go down or up until you turn power on. Hopefully you could see this. The instructions say put it down here first, but I threaded it in here and then put it in that piece. And as I rotate the rod, you can see the part that does all the work is raising or lowering. So I just need to tighten this set screw. The instructions also is kind of vague on putting all the connectors together, so I have to figure that part out. But it's going to be fun once I get it all put together, I hope. This section right here, step 5, I imagine is for your spray nozzle. There's 3 different kinds. It doesn't say whether this one is for fine or heavy or I'm sorry, there's 2 different kinds. It doesn't say which one is for what. Maybe that's the line feed. I don't know. Like I said, these instructions suck. There's hardly any words whatsoever. Tighten. Do not tighten it too tight. 2 pieces, 2 pieces. 4 pieces, 2 pieces. Like I said, there's hardly any words whatsoever in these instructions. Detailed instructions for use are available on the TF card. Well, that's good to know. Maybe I need to open up the information in the TF card.